Now, joining us on the program right now, we've got Kurt Schlichter with us for the entire hour. Really glad you lost the jacket, by the way. Really glad we're back to the basic black.
I couldn't hear you over it.
Man, that was that is. You'd think camo would be quiet, but no.
No.
That was really loud.
It attracted attention, and all
said,
the wrong
"And Hardy,"
attention.
right? I have a panther on my sleeve.
I know.
Julie
The
Gunlock.
guy who was dressed with the tri-corner hat and everything goes, "Hey, man, no." Yeah.
Julie Gunlock of the Independent Women's Forum. We tried to get her to put on the jacket during the break.
Actually, you don't know this, but it was a condition of my coming on that you took the jacket off.
Thank you.
So thank you for doing that.
I was eager to fulfill
Look
that
at
obligation.
you nannying people around. Like,
It's racist, transgenderist.
It has a panther on it.
It
All
had
right,
a pantherist.
yes. Julie,
Has it?
how's your CPAC been?
It's been great.
I saw
I've been
you
in and
for
out.
like 2 minutes yesterday.
Yeah. I've been in and out.
You said
so.
you were bringing your kids. Where are your kids?
I actually managed to schedule it.
I
So
thought you were
going to
say I actually managed to ditch them. I was like,
they're
whoa.
running around. They're somewhere. I'm very free range, you know.
You are.
They're
I
running
left
around.
mine with a hobo.
I don't even think he's joking.
I think his
Like,
name's Ted. I gave him half a sandwich. He's cool.
No, they're home with their father, so they're very
okay.
happy. But,
all right. Well, that's good. That's
but
good.
I mean, this would be. They would love to run around. I mean, there are some serious characters here.
Yeah.
So
That'd be a good
Oh,
threat,
yeah.
by the way, for your kids next time they're not behaving. I know somebody who knows a hobo named Ted.
and all he did,
I had
all
one
he
phone
requires is
call.
a half a
He's a
sandwich.
discount hobo.
No kidding, half a sandwich around here. I pay
That's
I pay
like
$20 an hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
everything's
gonna
like
say.
everything's like bucks around
Oh,
here.
my gosh.
This Coke was like $40 or something.
It's because you're captive in the convention center.
Yeah,
Yeah,
damn
it's
you,
true.
Koch
It's
brothers.
true. Yeah.
Always ripping off the working man.
Sad thing is, there are probably like 20 or 30% of the left that actually do think
I
that
know,
there's
the
some
left
Right, no,
connection,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, I
It's-
only
it's
drink
Monsanto.
Pepsi, man.
It's
I only drink
Monsanto.
Pepsi.
It's Monsanto.
Exactly.
That's the
Well,
problem
it's,
here.
the
It's
mad
like the-
Dr. Pepper, too. Don't forget him twirling his mustache. Yeah. So, Julie, when we have you on the program, we normally talk about nanny state
Yeah.
issues. Who's trying to tell us how to live our lives, and in what aspect are they trying to live our lives or tell us what we need to be doing? This seems to me to be another one of those areas where we should and perhaps are starting to see some pushback, right?
Yeah, I mean, the election of Trump, I think, we were told for years what to eat, what we should feed our children, how we should live our lives.
I love the guy, by the
whether-
way. He eats Big Macs all
Oh,
the time.
I know. And did you hear him today? He said, I like Campbell's soup,
I
right?
did hear that.
And the health nannies hate anything that's canned.
Oh, until
you know?
now, this was a
Right,
hate crime.
Right, exactly. So look, I mean, I think the very election of Trump is the pushback of this narrative of telling people how to live and how to raise their children and, what guns they can own. So yeah, look, I think the ultimate pushback is who's in the White House right now.
Do you think this is going to have some policy
Absolutely.
perspectives? I mean, you look at FDA, right? You look
EPA.
at EPA, USDA.
Yeah.
There are a lot of agencies where, and Trump has said for every new regulation, we want 2 off the books.
Yeah, and what I think Republicans need to do now is really take advantage of the left's sudden love of state rights, right, and federalism. I think that there's a real opportunity here to return some power to the states. When Betsy DeVos is talking about this transgender bathroom issue, she's not talking about anything other than giving it back to the locals, that people can decide they can come up with whatever policy they want.
Right.
When we talk about the school lunch program, we're probably going to see a rollback in the reforms that were made under the Obama administration, led by Michelle Obama. And again, if we really wanted to do some good in that, we would return it back to the states. It was they increased the role of the federal government in the school lunch program. So I think what we're going to see is really just a return of these decisions to the state and locals, to the people who know the kids best or know the communities best.
Now, I think if there's one area where there's going to be resistance to that, we're already sort of starting to see this, right? So you've got in California, Eric Holder has been hired to the, $25,000 a month, I think is his retainer there.
I know, man.
You've got in Massachusetts, Maureen Healey, the Attorney General, and you've got other Attorney Generals around the country who have decided, no, we will be the crusaders and we will step in. So when there is that attempt to roll back these provisions and reform these, I expect that we're going to get hit with lawsuit after lawsuit. Say, no, you have to keep these in place, right?
Yeah. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And look, I think there is going to be a lot of growing pains here for the left, for liberals, and they're going to try to figure out whether they push back through the courts. However they do it, they're going to try to do it. But I think that what we're going to start to see is a lot more local control. That's good news for everyone. That's good news for for everybody across the board. But we are going to see some pushback.
All right. Again, we're talking with Julie Gunlock from the Independent Women's Forum. Our friend Kurt Schlichter as well with us here. And what was the most interesting person that you talked to or saw while you've been here at CPAC, besides Kurt Schlichter
the
the
jacket
jacket that he was
coat.
wearing?
Yeah,
the
the
coat.
jacket.
Sorry.
Yes.
Honestly, I have to say, I ran into Kimberly Corbin for the first time, and I've been friends with her on Facebook for a lot of years, and so it was I had never met her in person, and that was, for me, really exciting.
Have you noticed how everybody is exactly the same in person as they are on social media? I mean, like, exactly.
Exactly, yeah. No, in fact, she is as beautiful as she is on her, which is kind of irritating, but she is as beautiful as she
I understand that
I put up a
problem.
really nice photo always, but
Yeah,
people are sort of
understand
disappointed when they see me in person. She's really gorgeous, but,
Oh,
and just
stop it.
such a warm person. So I have to say that was my highlight, was meeting her in
You were
person.
just as pretty
Yeah,
in
well,
person.
thank you. I was fishing
Gee,
for that. I was
Christmas.
fishing for that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you actually got a chance to meet Kimberly. I like it when regular guests here on this program get a chance to come together and meet up. Like is this the first time you've met Julie?
I think
In
it's the first time
person,
in person.
We've been on the show together.
Yeah.
And actually, Laura Carno, I was out in Colorado, and I know she was on the show today, right? She was, right? And I met her in Colorado a couple of months ago. So, I mean, it is wonderful when, you've heard about these people, you've listened to them on the show, and then you meet them in person. CPAC's a great place for that.
It is. I mean, beyond the speeches and the great speakers and the opportunity to get a chance to, visit with all of these different organizations that are a couple floors below us here at the Gaylord National Convention Center. There's the exhibit hall, and so there are all kinds of organizations that have just set up their booths, and that's fantastic. But really and truly, it is those connections that you make, whether it's meeting somebody in person for the very first time, or look, we're all busy. We all have our lives. We have our jobs. We've got our families. We don't get a chance to just hang out and socialize that much. So for having the opportunity for 2 or 3 days to just kind of get together and reconnect and to really establish those bonds of friendship, I think it really is important. And this is, I think, one of those few places. I would hold the NRA annual meeting out as another one of those opportunities. But I mean, you really get a chance to make and develop some unique relationships here. Yeah,
and I think it's important too. I mean, I think especially for women that are obviously, sort of right of center conservative women. We have all seen the abuse that Kellyanne Conway has gotten, and many other conservative women. It can be lonely. It can be really intimidating and lonely. And so it's nice to see other women here, especially women who support gun rights and the Second Amendment. So that's also, I think, important, especially for women.
Do you think the abuse that Kellyanne Conway has received online and on Twitter, do you think that exacerbates it? Does that normalize that type of behavior for ordinary, for people like you? Now all of a sudden it's fine for the mom in the drive-thru to say, "Oh, she's got that bumper sticker on. Hey, bleep you, lady."
Well, I live in Alexandria, Virginia, the People's Republic of Alexandria, Virginia, and it is so liberal there, and it is quite lonely as a conservative woman to live there. And I do worry a little bit about what you just say, the normalizing of treating conservative women like that. Is concerning, and it's. I send my kids to the public school there, and I know during the election it was tough. My kids came home with a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, and we had a lot of lengthy conversations over the dinner table. But yes, I do think. I think it's totally acceptable to make sexist remarks towards conservative women. What SNL has done, and look, we all know if Kellyanne Conway had elected Hillary Rodham Clinton, she'd have a spread in Vogue. She would have, contracts galore. She would have books being written about her, this trailblazer, right?
Oh, imagine the Uma Abedin treatment, right?
Right.
Especially since he actually ditched Anthony Weiner before the. Imagine Hillary had won.
Kate Winslet would already be cast in her biography. I mean, it would be. And so I think it's really terrible what she's had to go through, and I think a lot of conservative women feel the need to support each other, especially now because of that.
But the nice thing is she's so damn tough.
I know.
She just doesn't care.
know,
and
I
that's
know.
and I'm seeing that so much from conservative women.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the right hook
Yeah,
of
they
the
are.
conservative movement
Yeah,
because
we
they
are-
take so much grief.
Yeah, I mean, we are not the ones calling for, sensitivity training
No.
and speech
No,
codes.
you
and
just
we
get out there and perform.
We do. We raise our kids and we do our best and we don't complain about things.
And I think you guys take considerably more grief, even the men. I mean, I get the death threats and the idiots. I mean, that's okay. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I mean,
But
yeah.
but it's just there's just something about women that really drives liberals insane
Yeah.
when they refuse to obey.
Well, we know that the left,
It's
exactly.
a deeply sexist
Exactly.
thing on their own
Yeah,
terms.
and look. I mean, I think the other, if we're gonna look at other demographics, I think Black conservatives are incredibly brave,
Oh, yeah.
as well. So I do, though, think that, like you say, conservative women tend to be tough. We don't complain about it, but I do think gatherings like this, the NRA convention, these are opportunities for women to come together and sort of, and also there's a younger generation of women here that see, Kellyanne and other women get up there bravely, and that's important.
Absolutely. All right. Unfortunately, that music means
I could
it's
tell.
time for us to wrap
Stop
up.
talking.
Good job. They're recognizing the
I
end
did.
of the
I was
hour
like, oh,
cue.
I'm done.
Julie Gunlock of the Independent Women's Forum, Kurt Schlichter, Senior Comms at Town Hall. Thank you
man.
both for spending some time with us.